Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Thursday night edition of the Rio Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy, and I'm glad to be here with you guys on a definitely fall Thursday here in the Chicagoland area. Yeah, it's kind of gloomy, cloudy. One of those days where it was warmer earlier. Now it has dropped down into the mid 60s here in the Chicagoland area. Don't fret, my friends. It is going to be cool over the weekend, but starting on Monday, we should be expecting temperatures in the high 70s, low 80s. So that should bring us back some remembering of our very short summer. Well, I have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. As you guys all know, it's Relationship Thursday, one of my favorite nights of the week, and we have two amazing segments coming up on tonight's show. A young lady by the name of Monique, we'll just call her Monique. She'll introduce herself when she gets here. She's been a guest on the show before. Monique used to lay my article out in the Chicago Defender when I had my Dear Chat Daddy column. And so I would write the article, turn it over to the editor for them to proof it and read it. And Monique was the young lady who actually laid out my article, weekly, or if it was daily, or whatever the case may be. And she fell in love with the Dear Chat Daddy letter. She fell in love with the advice that I gave. And so she recently said to me, "Hey, Chat, you should resurrect the Dear Chat Daddy letters here on the show." And I said, "You know what, Monique, I think that's a great idea, but more importantly, because I want to help a young lady who's creative. She's a journalist." I said, "Monique, how about you be the person that reads the letters on the show, and I'll give the advice along with my co-host." And she said, "I think that's a stellar idea." So coming up tonight are three letters that really could use some of my advice. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've seen the letters, but I'm gonna let her read them firsthand to you guys. Our co-host also knows what the letters are saying, and I'm just gonna, kind of give best advice possible on each letter. And then later on in the show, our good friend, Mr. Leon R. Walker Jr. He's the author of Broken. It's the memoirs of his life story. Leon has actually crafted himself into being quite a relationship advice guru. He's an everyday guy, a former military man, a high honor military man, who has had some issues over the course of life. But the one thing that Leon loves to talk about is the state of our relationships in today's society. So I'm looking forward to talking to Leon about relationships tonight. Well, back in the co-host seat is the queen of co-hosting. Yes, she is. She's celebrating a birthday next Tuesday night. So we're going to give her a party on the air. Whenever I need somebody to pop in this seat and give a lot of good energy, make sure that, we cover everything. Who better than the one and only Miss K. Renee? Yay! Hello, darling.
Hi, sweetie. How are you?
I'm good, darling. How are you this evening?
Happy Friday Eve. I'm getting ready for Tuesday, baby.
I know. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. We're
It's
gonna
my
party
birthday.
like it's your birthday. I know.
That's
We're
right.
gonna we're gonna yeah, we're gonna celebrate and have a good time and just do
Absolutely.
some good things. But tonight I'm just so glad to have you here for Relationship Thursday because here's the deal. Kay Renee, not only are you a businesswoman, a financial wizard, but you also have a passion for relationships. Like your alter ego is a relationship. I've been trying to figure her out. I'm not sure if she's quite a dominatrix. I'm not sure if she's quite a yeah. You know where I'm going with this. So to
I
keep from
do.
having assumptions about your alter ego, maybe you should introduce everybody to your alter ego.
Well, thank you so much, Chat. As Chat knows, and we've been knowing each other since the sandbox, but the
Yes.
one thing I am just very grateful, and I give praise, honor to God, but also to my late parents who allowed me to be open about who K Renee is. My alter ego really is Raquel Logan Summers. And for those of you who know what Raquel Logan Summers is, I'm an author. I wrote a book called DDW, What Frustrate Women Most, and it talks about sexuality and sensuality. But the main issue of which I wrote the forward, it's about relationships and how you have to be open and knowing who you are. So I'm very passionate about that. Although I'm happily divorced. I will say that. I'm grateful for the relationship I had with my ex-husband, but I know wherever I go in my next relationship, it's going to get better because I am better than I was,
Mhm.
many moons ago. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Raquel does come out every now and then. It depends upon who brings her out.
Well, that's like a good pair of designer shoes. You just
There
don't
you
walk
go.
around in them every day. You put them on for a
Absolutely.
special occasion. So, yes, I agree with you 100%. Well, glad to have you back here tonight. It's
Thank
always a pleasure. Is our sound good tonight? Am I
you.
clear? Oh,
You are
okay.
very clear, sweetie.
Okay,
Yes.
good, good. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. We got some people that's following us and want to say hello.
Hi,
And
Miss Keisha.
I know we appreciate that. We really, really do. All right. Well, let's get started with our top news stories of the day. Illinois public health officials released earlier today the new COVID-19 numbers for the state. A 2,056 new cases were diagnosed. Unfortunately, we had 25 more fatalities. This raises the statewide known case tally now to 268,207
Wow.
people who have all tested positive for COVID-19 during the course of this pandemic. The
Mm,
state has reported a new death total of now 8,392 people who have perished from this. The
wow.
statewide 7-day rolling positivity rate now stands at 3.6%. And it's gone down a point because yesterday it was 3.7, K Renee.
Right.
So, hopefully things are flattening out. Again, we keep seeing these rallies of people with no mask on. We see all these videos on social media of people
Yes.
talking about take your mask off. And, I don't know, Kay Renee. I just had somebody text me today and said they tested positive for COVID. So
Well,
this SHIT is real. Yes.
what's interesting though? You said and there have been rallies, and as you know who Idiot in Chief has been proposing. But the one event that there were masks on is town hall. I don't know if you saw that on Tuesday night, but everybody who asked him a question had a mask. In fact, one lady said, "How come you not wearing your mask?" I mean,
I know.
it really called him to task. So
Yes.
it's going to be really interesting. We have a saying, either mask it or casket. It is your
Right.
choice. This
Yes.
is not, this is no joke, people. You need to
Well,
put on a mask if you're going outside. If you're going to be with people, you better put your mask on. That's just,
yep.
it's not that hard. It really
Nope.
isn't.
Nope. And the weird thing about all of this person who texted me today that told me they had COVID,
Mhm.
just like our co-host said last night, that he called 5 different people a week just randomly, just to check on people, see how they're
Mhm.
doing. My schedule is super busy, but if I can take a few moments out of my day to at least call somebody, hey, how you doing? How you getting through
Right.
this? Maybe tell them about this new show or try to do business with them, whatever the case may be. And I actually talked to this person about 3 weeks ago, and this
Mhm.
person and I were just talking, and he said that he had a few little minor surgeries during this, that he had been tested for COVID each time. Nobody in his family had COVID, and he said, well, you know what? I'm scheduled to have one more minor surgery, and when that surgery is over, once I'm healed and the doctor gives me the green light, maybe we can hang out. And I said, oh, maybe so. Look, girl, I'm thinking months down the road.
Right.
When I got that text message today and you said I've tested positive for COVID-19, I did the Scooby-Doo. I said, whoop, 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 whoop. I said, whoop.
And it's really sad because I lost a family member, and we had her services last Saturday, and I was at the wake Friday, and it's just really, it's different. And I know our family was grieving, but I was just like, y'all need to just, hey, when the funeral director says social distance, they mean it. So, it's,
Yes.
I know it's unnatural. It really
Right.
is. But what we're
Right.
going through is unnatural. People just need
Yes.
to understand it's not about, it's protecting everyone else, including you, to wear
Mm-hmm.
a mask.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just really, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
why we both live on the south side of the city. When I take my garbage out, I see my next door neighbors. They look at me like I'm crazy, like I'm a Martian. I'm like, dude, why don't you put on a mask? Better yet, you have children. If you can't put the damn mask on, put them on your kids. It just irritates me to high heaven. It
I
really
have a
does.
friend. I can understand. I have a friend. She was talking to me, and she said the reason why she had not visited any of her relatives' home is that she has underlying health issues.
Right.
She wants to be very careful. She said, but she found that her siblings did not run their household the same way she did. That her siblings were very lackadaisical, allowing the teenage son to have friends over, and things like. And she was like, honey, I can't risk it. She said it'll be just my luck. I end up with COVID-19 just visiting my damn nephews and nieces. She said, so guess what? Auntie won't be doing it. I'll talk to you via, Skype or Zoom or FaceTime or whatever the case may be. She said, because I cannot risk catching this because my brothers and sisters, my siblings are very, lackadaisical about their household. So I get that. I really, really do. Well, we want to remind everybody on this show, please, ladies and gentlemen, just wear your mask. All right, come on, Renee. We fly to right, come on. Right, put your mask on. Right, put your mask on. That's right.
Put it on. Right. Let's show them how to put it on.
Well, I got my earloops on, but this is how you put it on. Just like this. Over your nose, over your mouth, all of that. Right. I even got some that take all my beard hairs and put them all in there. You know what I'm saying? Right. I got that. I got all of that. Yes.
That's right.
Wear your mask. That's right. So sanitize. Now we want you all to use good old-fashioned soap and water. As grandma used to say, we want you to rinse it. We want you to rinse your hands real good with some soap and water. But if you don't have soap and water, we ask that you please use some sanitizer. Don't be cheap. There's plenty of it now. We ain't in no shortage. And look, rub them
and make sure it doesn't have much alcohol, because I know you saw the story of where if your hands are not dry properly, you can catch fire. You gotta be careful with the sanitizer now.
Yes. Well, be careful. Make sure your hands are dry. Make sure you guys social distance as much as possible. I know in the grocery store and places like that, it get a little tight, but try to social distance. People have been doing pretty good here in Chicago with not so many parties and things, or at least we've not heard about them on the news. So we do, people have been doing better. We've not heard about them on the news, I should say. And another thing is, if you're not feeling well, we have some really simple advice on this show. Keep your ass in the house.
Hello.
Nothing. Keep your ass in the house. You're not feeling well. Keep your ass in the house. Stay home. Stay home.
That's right.
You already been in the house for 6 months.
And our Chat Daddy has spoken. Chat Daddy has spoken.
That's right. All right. Let's move on with our next news story. All right. Well, Renee, I have another shocking news story to share with you. 6 months ago, last night at 9 p.m. Central Time. 6 months ago, last night, which was Wednesday, at 9 p.m. Central Time, all Illinois restaurants and bars were shut down on-premise dining and drinking. Since then, gradual reopening has only allowed some businesses to return where other businesses are struggling quite a bit. And every day on the news, we're seeing where famous places here in Chicago, there was a bar in Lakeview today.
Yes, I heard that.
The manager had been there for 30 years. So now this is a long-standing place.
Exactly.
They'll be going out of business. I subscribe to Restaurant Smart. This is a industry publication for restaurant owners. And it is reported that 100,000 U.S. restaurants have closed either long-term or permanently because of this COVID-19. The restaurant business is down more than 40% right now.
Wow.
And the only thing that is really making money are fast food places. They're making money. But as far as staple restaurants, and again, I try to support Black restaurants. I try to support all restaurants. The dining experience is a little bit different, and I love alfresco dining, so that does not bother me. My friend, on the other hand, he ain't down for alfresco like that. But it happens. And so I don't know. What do you think? The city of Chicago is actually looking for ideas of how people can continue to dine this winter outdoors. What do you think, Renee?
You know, that's going to be the challenge, Art, because we live in a cold climate. Chicago is no, they don't call it the Hawk for nothing. And I'm gonna tell you, I was born here. I love our city in the summer, fall, and spring. But those 3 months called December, January, February, sometimes March, it's rough. I really, I can't think of, my creative brain is not thinking, what can we do to encourage restaurants to have alfresco dining, because it's just going to be hard. I'm praying that we have a very mild winter, because if we have a mild winter, I can see people doing alfresco dining. But if we
Yeah,
have a cold winter like past winters, baby, it's going to be hard. It is going to be
it's
really
gonna be
tough.
hard.
It's going to be
It's
tough.
I've gone to holiday parties at places that have heated tents.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've even done the domes along the river, and they're really nice. But I'm just one of those people, Kay Renee. It's getting ready to be that season of wearing wool and sweaters, and
Yeah.
and so I kind of enjoy coming through a revolving door of a restaurant, and taking my coat off and giving it to the host stand person, and and actually waiting on my reservation and having a lovely dining experience, and sitting at the table and not having to rush. Because I'm telling you one thing, baby, when it as cold as it is in Chicago, you're not gonna be sitting there 2-3 hours jibby jabbing. You're
New.
not. No, you're
Not at
not.
all.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be an interesting experience for restaurant owners. How do they schedule? How they make reservations where they can space out the reservations for people as they're coming in? Because I agree with you, Art. It can be a beautiful experience, especially during the fall, as it changes another season. Seeing the snowflakes coming down, you want to watch that near the Chicago River. But
Right.
again, with this pandemic, we just don't know what we're going to be up against in the next
Right.
several weeks. So, as my late father says, we got to take it one day at a
At a
time.
time. Yes, I
Yes.
agree. Now, the one solution that someone came up with was using maybe a parking garage downtown, kind of tenting the parking garage in, and having various restaurants kind of take over the floors of the parking garage. Now,
That's different.
it is different, but my other concern is sanitation issues.
Yes.
Honey, where is you finna make my Alfredo at? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Where's this Alfredo coming from? Is this
Right.
Alfredo gonna be in a hot box? Coming to my table? I think that's a cute idea. I mean, we could think of a million ways to try to save our restaurants, and it would hurt my heart to see more of our restaurants fold. Out here on the South Side, just a lot of little hole in the wall restaurants
Right.
have folded. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those situations that we've got to really, think about this. And here's what people don't understand, Kay Renee. It's just not the restaurant losing out. Let's say your restaurant orders cheese. The man who delivers the milk, cheese, and eggs, he's going to get a reduction in work hours and laid off,
Yes.
because guess what? He does not have as many deliveries.
Exactly.
Most upscale restaurants has fresh bread delivered to them every day. I grew up in the restaurant business. So there are
Okay.
certain suppliers that come to you every day. There are certain restaurants that get their produce every day.
Right.
So you're just not looking. Even if you go to a restaurant that has fine linen on the table, ain't nobody mama in the damn basement down there washing that linen. That linen is sent out to a laundry service and brought
Right.
back to. So you look at a lot of people being affected by all of these restaurants closing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I do. So it's just going to be a wait and see type of deal. And I again, it's just, it's unfortunate that we're living in this different set of circumstances. But, as I always say, there's a blessing in the storm. There's blessings that were
Mhm,
happening in the storm. We just have to
mhm.
see it and just be grateful. Like the two of us, we know we're very cautious of what we do. So hopefully a lot of other people who are like-minded individuals like us will do the same, including restaurateurs. So, There's a
Mhm.
blessing. We just gotta take things, one day at a time.
Okay. All right, sweetheart. Well, let's move on. You got a couple of news stories. I guess I wanted to talk about the young man from the Netflix show
Oh God.
Cheers. Is his name Jerry Harris?
Yes.
I'm just in shock.
You.
I'm just getting to know this young man. And here's the deal. I'm not a fan of the show Cheers. I love him from when he's on Ellen, when Ellen has
Okay.
allowed him to be on red carpets. I just said, oh
Hmm.
my God, such an effervescent, sparkling
Hmm.
young man, over the top, always over the top. But I was
Hmm.
very proud of him. Black male cheerleader. That's something, back in the day I
Don't
wanted to
say.
do all of that.
Oh
I get
wow.
all of that.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And so I said last night on the show that I wanted to go into the world of illusion and entertainment anyway. So that's a whole nother show.
Okay.
But I just couldn't believe that now this young man, 19, 20 years old from Naperville, Bolingbrook area, is
Hmm.
he's not been found guilty yet, but allegedly manufacturing child pornography. I'm
But
just in shock.
he is unfortunately he's alleged to do this, but
Alleged,
in the court,
alleged.
in the public opinion, people have already made their stance. And that's the unfortunate thing. If these allegations are not true, it's going to take time for him to rebuild his brand. And
Right.
that's the sad part. The twins who have made this allegation, saying that he's been sending photos to them when they were younger. Just it's very appalling to me. But we don't know all the facts, so I'm
Right.
trying to be very neutral and remain impartial. But I
Mhm.
guarantee you, with social media, now that we're in a different state where everybody and their mama trying to get on the internet, on Facebook, on Instagram, find out
A
the latest
mess. Right.
tea.
Right.
So it's really sad that it had to happen to him. But
Hmm.
we'll just have to wait and see on this one, because his representative said when the truth, all the facts are going to be shown, then
Hmm.
everybody will know. So I said, okay, well, if you make a statement like that, that means there's more to come in this story. There has to be a backstory in this somewhere.
Because you
Have
know
to.
what, we just hate to see talented young people,
Yes,
end up in situations like this. Because if this young man is
absolutely.
found guilty of this, now again, this is all alleged, and
Right.
again, I'm praying for him because, like I said, I love Jerry from just the Ellen Show and red
Hmm.
carpets and just all of that. This young man could possibly spend 15 to 30 years in prison if found guilty, and would have to register as a sex offender.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So, I'm going to remain impartial and neutral in this scenario. I'm praying for his family, because this allegation not only impacts him, it impacts his parents. We don't know what they're going through, but as I said, we just have to wait and see on this one. I was really sad to hear this. Very
Yes, I
sad.
was too. Absolutely. Well, Kay Renee, I know you have a story of a young man who traveled all the way from Kentucky with his dismembered girlfriend in a suitcase. And
Oh
then
goodness.
I gotta ask the question, Kate Renee. This is like the second or third story in the last 3 weeks of some dude returning back to Illinois to come to their families' homes to do, with heinous crimes. We had a young man that killed his grandfather in the south suburbs 2 weeks ago. Matter of fact, that gentleman's funeral is just today. And
Okay.
then now this guy comes from Kentucky to his mom's home with his dismembered girlfriend. Tell us the story.
Well, again, it was reported yesterday that this gentleman, I think his last name is Martin. He was traveling by bus coming into the
Greyhound.
Markham suburb, and I do know where Markham is because my late sister-in-law lived there. And went to the library. And his mother. Can you get this? His mother saw these bags. She pulled them down, and when she saw the dismembered body, she immediately called police. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not a mother. I know mothers, that would be a very hard decision, but she made that decision quickly, and they arrested him on site at the library. They got him at the library and they arrested him without incident. But the thing about it is, not only he carried some parts of her with him, her remains are still in Kentucky. Near their Louisville home. So it's very horrifying to me to hear this, because it says that there is some type of mental illness that happened where he truly snapped. And this is a cautionary tale to let everyone know, when you deal in relationships, you really better know who you're dealing with, because if not, this could be the result. And me, but my background as an auditor, I tell my girlfriends all the time, when you start dating, you better check him, go do that background check. I've always done background checks on men that I've dated. And there's a reason for that, because I gave you this temple for you to just be who you are. But, at the same time, you've got to use wisdom. And so I feel for not only his family, especially, I'm just proud of his mom, but I know she's experiencing so many emotions, but I have much empathy for the young lady's family, because I'm sure now they've discovered that their daughter, their sister, their auntie, their cousin is not only have left this life, but in the manner that she left it. And that's just very, it's disturbing to me. It really is disturbing that he had to go through all this. Say, oh, I want to be close to her. So you're just going to dismember her? Just leave her. If you don't like what you're doing, bye. Walk out. Don't do that. It just
and here's the crazy piece, Renee. This woman has been dead now, they said, for a month. So I can only imagine the stench, the odor.
Yes.
What was he doing to you? Get what I'm saying? And
here's the thing, Art. If he had parts of her body on the bus, you mean to tell me nobody smelled that? Come on now. Right. I just don't get. I don't understand that.
Right. But I don't get it. And look, now more than ever, I'm definitely not gonna ride Greyhound. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because I'm like, Lord, today, what is going on with this situation? You see, but Kay Renee, I was telling you backstage earlier, I told you, unfortunately, I have 3 friends who were Jeffrey Dahmer victims. And so ever since I've been young, I've just always been very cautious. If things don't add up, if what you saying does not make good sense, look, I don't even like dealing with people. Oh, I don't sleep, or I can't sleep. Oh no, we can't deal with each other. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I don't even allow people to say to me, boy, you look so good, I could eat you. No. No,
you know that saying that man when men look at women, I can sop you up like a biscuit.
Right. I don't know now. You know what I'm saying? You look so good, I could just eat you. No. We good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm one of them people, I agree. You got to check people out. You've got to know what their motive is all about. You got to know BS when you hear it. And if things don't add up, then you don't need to be bothered with that person.
And really that's why God gives us discernment. See, people don't understand. When we come in this world, we come with all the things that God has given us, and that's discernment. Now, as we get older, we tend to lose it, or we don't use it, but we have discernment. If something is not right, if your gut is saying, this is not right, that's God saying, stay away. He's giving you that. That's a still small voice. We've learned that, Art, you and I. That's when God speaks to us and say, hey, go the other way. So I just feel my prayers go out to the young lady's family and also Mr. Martin's family, because now they've got to deal with this impact, because now they're associated with this man. So
No, you're absolutely right. It makes great
Yeah.
sense. All right. Well, Kay Renee, what is this I hear about Shaquille O'Neal?
Dr. Shaq.
It is going
Yes.
to be handing out some money. Now, I do know that Shaquille O'Neal is now the official spokesperson for Krispy Kreme Donuts.
Oh,
Chris,
really? Okay.
Krispy Kreme Donuts just opened their flagship store in New York on Fifth Avenue. It's the world's
Oh.
largest Krispy Kreme, you know, right where all the TV stations and all
Mm-hmm.
that. It's a
Mm-hmm.
it's a 24-hour Krispy Kremes, hot donuts all day,
Oh,
all
goodness.
night. Whenever we get back to tourism, it's a place that can hold quite a few people. You know, it's much like the world's largest Starbucks here. Well, the
Right.
world's largest Krispy Kreme is now in New York. But that's not what we here to tell y'all about, honey. Them
No.
donuts is one factor. He is now handing out moolah. Is that what he's doing? Tell us all about that.
Well, I got this article that Dr. Shaq, now remember, he is a doctor. He got his doctorate because he went back to school. He
Right.
is forming a 10 million, let me just say that again slowly, $10 million COVID recovery program for Black-owned businesses. But here's the trick. He is, and I'm just reading here, that this $10 million commitment is going to fund the next 4 years, and 8 businesses, it's going to be narrowed down to 8 businesses, will
Wow.
get $5,000 each. But this is what you have to do, ladies and gents. If you're a Black-owned business, you can go to his website at, the program, the application process started on the 15th. You go to WeBackBlackBusinesses.com. Let me say that again. WeBackBlackBusinesses.com. And you can fill out the application, but you got until September 21st, which is Monday. Don't be procrastinating now. Don't be on CP time. If you're seriously about wanting to get money from Dr. Shaq O'Neal, after they're going to go through the application process and they're going to narrow it down 250, and from them they're going to go through an in-depth interviewing screening process.
I
So
love it.
again, if you need some money, Dr. Shaq, here's the website again, WeBackBlackBusinesses.com. You can download the application, but you got to do it by Monday, September 21st. Not Tuesday, not Wednesday.
Your birthday
Monday,
Tuesday.
September
Yeah.
21st. Okay?
Okay. All right. All right. Did you tell him? Did you tell him, Karen? Did you say, look, by Monday? Matter of fact,
Monday.
we want y'all to finish the paperwork Sunday and have
Actually,
it
we
ready.
want you to finish it after this broadcast today, but if you can, but definitely by Monday, September 21st. Because
Right.
they mean business. They're not going to be on CP time. They're going to be on real people time.
Right.
Okay?
You so stupid. Real people's time.
Real people.
Real people's time. Yes. Amen. All right. Anything else in gossip and entertainment tonight, Kay Renee?
You know, as I was saying earlier, I was alluding to the fact with, Idiot in Chief, he had that town hall on Tuesday. I didn't see it, but I saw snippets and I was so proud of our people, especially the professor, when she was talking about her underlying condition. And he wanted to interrupt her. She was like, no, I have not finished, sir. I was like, yes, talk to him.
Yeah.
Put him in, like,
yeah. You don't cut no Black woman off.
You don't cut no Black woman off.
You don't cut no Black woman off now. You already know.
She gonna tell you what time it is, where it is, and what you doing. Okay, I was just really proud, and I think in that format is not unusual. It's very unlikely for him, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens on the debates with him and Vice President Biden. I think in looking at the sound bites from that town hall, I think the people that asked questions, they pretty much know who they're going to vote for. And I think and I say it now, I'll be saying it in my nuggets up until the election. This election, I will say it, I don't care who you vote for, but you have to vote like your life depends upon it, because it does. If you haven't registered to vote, you can go to votesafeamerica.com to register. and find out what state you're in. You can early vote. You can mail in. I still believe in the post office that they'll do the right thing. The census, as you know, Art, is coming to a close on September 30th. So
Yes.
it's important that you need to be counted. So if you need to register for the census, go to 2020 my census. I think it's 2020 census.gov. That's it.
Yes. Yes,
So,
it is. Yes.
we are just really, I love talking about tea, but right now this is important. We've got to make sure that our vote and that we are properly counted like
Hmm.
never before. Our ancestors who died for the right to vote. I know I
Hmm.
had family members who marched with Dr. King for the right to vote. I have not missed an election since I turned 18. So I will be at the voting booth making my vote count. So
Hmm.
it just really, as I said, we're in a different space. But you know what? We have a voice. I said this in my nugget. Be your voice, not somebody's echo. Be
Hmm.
your voice. You have
Right.
a voice. Don't
Right.
ever forget that.
Yes. All
Yes.
right. Well, with that being said, we also want to send our thoughts and prayers out to everyone out in California, Oregon, and
Yes.
Washington. These fires are now moving towards LA.
Yes.
Every time I hear the news, my heart just breaks even more. Just the destruction, the amount of loss in land, and I'm just not even figuring out, like, why has the president not declared that a state of emergency? You
You
know
know,
what I'm saying? I mean,
I have
just
I have over 200 cousins in LA. In fact, I just talked to she's like an aunt to me, but she's a first cousin. She called me today. She was just doing that well-being check. I said, well, how are you? How is Medea? She was like, we're doing fine. It's not really affecting us yet, but we can see the haze. It's
mm,
very difficult to breathe with
mm,
this smoke. And I just really, with that, and then Hurricane Sally made her appearance, and the damage in the South, in Alabama, Mississippi, Florida. We're just we're going through almost like an apocalypse,
right,
and you're right. What is Idiot in Chief doing? Nothing. Because all he cares about is whether or not he's going to win on November 3rd.
right, right,
Well,
right.
please don't get me started on him.
Well, I have no idea. I don't know, what the deal is. All of this is just
It's just really
unbearable.
something.
Unbearable to say the least, just really unbearable. I don't know. So, all right. Another thing is, let me see, what else do we need to realize? You heard Kanye West urinated on his Grammy. He urinated on
What?
the Grammy. Yeah, he's opposing the record companies now.
Oh, God.
He's disgruntled. Poor thing. And we talked about this yesterday on the show. Matter of fact, great show yesterday. Thank you to Mr. Kevin Ross and to Mr. Mario Kuntz, Coach Mario Kuntz. Last night, we just talked about Black men, mental health, suicide. We talked about things you can do to exercise to reduce your stress and depression.
Yes.
And, we just want to remind anyone that if you are going through it, we understand and we get it. If you do need any type of help, here's the number: National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-8255. Talk to your pastor, talk to a good friend. Do
Yes.
not suffer in silence. And that's for
That's
Black
right.
men, women, anybody. We don't want
That's
anybody.
right.
Last night's conversation was geared towards Black men and their overall mental health. But
Yeah.
we know Kanye is bipolar and we know some things are going on, but just, a lot to take in, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he peed on the Grammy. He showed it in the toilet and him peeing on it. So now,
I just don't, I've said this about Kanye, who is just so gifted and so talented. When his mother, Dr. West, made her transition, I truly believe this. He has not been the same. And, I know his wife, Kim Kardashian, I know there's some love there because they have children together. I don't know whether or not she's fully equipped to handle and deal with what he is dealing with. Because when I was married, my ex-husband is bipolar. So I know what that's like. It's not easy. It really isn't. So when you hear things like this, Art, it hurts my heart. It does.
Well,
It does.
we said last night, Karen, that if his mom had still been alive, she would have probably snatched a knot in his neck by now, as the people
Oh, of
used to
course.
say. In that song where he sings about having a girlfriend that's a Delta, we know that Sister Girl would have snatched a knot in his neck as well, too. We were saying last night as Black men that we don't know if Kim Kardashian is really the one to snatch a knot in somebody's neck. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, they had 3 kids, but girl, that could have been manufactured. You know what I'm saying? Give me some sperm. Let me have these babies. Let's name them about places around the world and stuff. And then, we don't. She busy. She's a image. She's a brand. So
right.
I mean. I don't know. I'd be really surprised. Who knows?
But again, you got to remember, we all make choices. He made the choice to marry her. She made the choice to accept it. So now that you've made the choice, you need to deal with it. And I agree with you. Art. Her momager, Kris Jenner, and all the Kardashian family, they're brands. When they have real issues, because it seems like most of the Kardashian women love some brothers. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're gonna love some brothers, you better love what comes with that.
Right.
And deal with that.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
here's convenient for you.
Right. Well, here's a question from one of our viewers. Darlene asked the question, what kind of relationship does he have with his father? And you know what? That's very interesting. Who is Kanye's dad? Like, that's interesting. We kind of maybe need to do some research or, something like that. Because I don't know. We've never, anytime it's the single Black mama thing, them daddies really get discounted in them type of situations. Exactly. And it usually, we've seen it with Meghan Merkel. We've seen it with countless others. So we're not trying to just discriminate against a Black man. But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And usually a lot of times when them daddies come back, it's some kind of drug involvement, some type of, but if I'm not mistaken, I thought his dad was a scholar. So I don't know. But you're right. Somebody need to snatch him up and say, look, Junior, come on, get yourself back together. Let's get you on the good foot. I'm trying to figure out what happened to that deal with the Regal Theater over here on 79th and Stone.
Right, because he was part of that. And then we've heard nothing.
Yeah. Yesterday I had lunch with a friend and she said it's so sad that we have to drive to other neighborhoods to be able to have a nice al fresco dining experience. Stony Island is a beautiful boulevard, a grand boulevard.
Yes, it is.
It's nothing but bulletproof glass eateries along that street. And and they don't even have where you can eat outside. So I don't know. All right. Well, Kay Renee, we've done gossip and entertainment, and I hope everybody has enjoyed it so far. Kay Renee, you doing okay over there?
I'm doing fine. Anytime when I'm with you, it's always a good thing.
Good. I love you here. Glad you're here with us tonight. Thank you, darling. Listen. Want to remind everyone that if you enjoy this show, please start a watch party. Just share it. It's easy. All of my pages, all you have to do is hit that share button, hit that start a watch party. You can just hit that button and this show will pop right up while it's on your page and other people can see it. If you do me a favor, go to YouTube and like The Real Chat Daddy Show over on YouTube. That would help out tremendously, as well as there's a Facebook page, The Real Chat Daddy Show. Like that page and be a part of everything that goes on. I'm here Monday through Thursday night from 7 p.m. until we get tired. We usually wrap up about 9 o'clock. Tonight is Relationship Thursday, and in just a few moments, we'll welcome our girl Monique to the show. And tonight, Monique has some interesting letters that were written by viewers of this show and want some relationship advice. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
I know. Isn't that wonderful? It is just amazing. Yes. So, Renee, what you got planned for this weekend?
You know what? I've been in this house. I'm going to be in this house until 9/22. I plan to get beautified. I always am I'm a girly girl. That does not change.
Yes.
And I will see you on in the evening.
Okay.
And actually, I'm going to be doing a live. As you know, I do my nuggets every day.
Right.
But on the 22nd, I'm going to be doing a special live, and I'll be doing something very interesting. I'm not gonna say right away, but let's just say it's going to be my gift to my Facebook family.
All right. All right. Well, with that being said, it's time for us to pivot. Okay. So somebody just said that Kanye's dad's name is Ray West.
Ray West.
And Ray West sound like somebody that would hang out at the High Chaparral or somewhere. We need to we need to go find. Look, Ray West sound like somebody we can find on 79th, 87. You know, we might have to go find Ray and see what the deal is.
You know my sign I've been doing since I'm a Virgo. We're born detectives, so I'm gonna do some investigative reporting and see. And I'm gonna get back to you on that. Find out who is Kanye's father. Is he still alive? And can we get him on the show? How about that?
Yes, amen. All right, very good. All right, so let's shift gears and let's get ready for our next segment. We are ready. Here we go. Our next guest is the one and only Miss Monique. She's not been here with us in a while. Is she there? Hey, darling, are you there?
Hey, can you see me?
We cannot.
Why not?
We can hear you though.
That's why we can't see you.
Well, let me just say Virgo love while I turn this camera on.
That's right.
On. Oh,
when is the birthday, Virgo?
Hey. Yes. First of all, I want to say Virgo love.
Yes,
right. Because you just called out our sad, and we only got a few more days to run it.
Yeah.
Hey everybody! Hey,
hey, Miss Monique.
You look
so. Try to get some better light, and I look.
Yeah, no, your hair looks great. You look good.
I love it.
Thank you. I like your hair too, girl. You always look good. All right.
Yes, thank you, darling. Well, Monique, I was telling the audience earlier that, back in the day, you used to lay out my Dear Chat Daddy column for the Chicago Defender. And that's how you fell in love with reading my articles. And really, you were the first person to read them after they left the editor. So even before they hit the streets, you used to read.
I got the juice. We got the juice before everybody else got to read it. So it's an honor to actually read them here on your show, on the Real Chat Daddy show.
Yeah.
Okay? Thank you for even allowing me to, because
no, we love you and we're excited.
I love you too. For real, I love you, brother.
All right, so let's get started on the first letter tonight.
All right, we got 3 letters. We're gonna try to hopefully we can get to them all. This one right here is I kind of can feel this. I can identify. Dear Chat Daddy, I love the new show, and I hope you still give advice because I totally need it. I am a 36-year-old single woman and divorced for over a year. It took a while for me to get ready to go out and start dating again. I took some time to myself to learn to trust again. So I've found now that I want to go back out there, but I don't even know how. Men do hit on me, but I'm uncomfortable giving my number to a random guy, such as I met at Walmart.
Okay. All right.
Okay. For instance. So I joined a couple of dating sites, but the men only seemed interested in one thing, hooking up. So, it wasn't like this before when I was single. Things have changed so much that I am discouraged. What are some things that you think a single woman or a single person wanting to get back out there can do to establish, some new dating? So this is a good question.
It is. Okay. All right. First of all,
should I give my opinion?
I'm gonna let you girls give your opinion. Okay. First of all, 36 years old, so that's still that prime dating age. That's that age where you still want to be out there. Now, one thing that you've got to count into right now is that we're in the midst of a global pandemic. So dating is going to be hard for everybody. I don't care if you're the hottest thing on the planet to I ain't had nobody in 10 years. Dating now is going to be tricky because you're really worried about, okay, are you STD free and are you COVID free?
Right,
so,
you got the Rona. No Rona. Okay.
Honey, look, when you knock on that door, you need to prove no Rona and nothing is dripping, nothing is dripping, and nothing
That's right.
We just gonna put it out there like that, okay?
Right.
I like the fact that she decided to get on these dating apps. She's absolutely right about these dating apps. It's the same mofos. I don't care if you're straight, gay, whatever. It's the same people. They've been on these apps for 50 years. For a lot of these people, this is a hobby. This is like playing
This
basketball.
is what they do. Like they have made an entire way of doing this. It's almost like a challenge for them to just hop around like that and play with these people. I agree. I do.
And here's the deal: if she's worried about giving out her phone number, because I fully understand that, she can always go and get her like a Google number, a second number. Me and some friends laugh about we laugh about the booty call number, and that could be a pay as you go phone where you only add so many minutes on the booty call phone.
Oh my God!
Wait, you are on point, Art, because when I was out there, I had two phones. I had the Goober phone. That's what I called it, the Goober phone. So whenever if a person was blessed to get that number, that's all it was, that number. So and I will put them in that category being goobers because it is what it is. But when you said that just triggered something in me when I was dating. That's
some high tech stuff though, y'all. You know what I mean? Google numbers and stuff. That is high tech. You got to go get another phone. Like it make you scared.
No.
Be able to go out here and say, hey, nice to meet you. But you cannot do that because people are so dangerous. Not even just the men anymore. Even women are now strange and do weird and dangerous things. So yeah, that's a good idea.
But see, not only that.
Go ahead, Karen.
No, I was saying, and I was telling Art, when you're meeting someone for the first time, ain't nothing wrong with doing a little detective work and inspecting and vetting. I do that all the time. And then when you have to ask those right questions, not just saying how tall you are. If you're really interested in a guy, you ask, what are your goals? What do those typical questions that you get in an interview, a job interview. You want to ask those type of questions, and that will let you know right then. Again, we talked about discernment. Your discernment will start to pick up and say, this person may not be the right one for me. I'm gonna have to keep it moving. He's gonna have to keep it moving. With me, I'm single. I'm happily divorced. And even as I'm building my brand, I get men talking on this. Oh, you're just so beautiful. Can I have your number? No. Why? Because I'm not looking. And I'm very honest. See, now when you get to a certain age, sometimes you may want to.
You don't care no more. You don't please. I just turned 40. I don't care.
I don't care. Look, I'm not looking for this. But you're beautiful. I will look. When I want something, I'll let you know. And I'll tell them I will be looking you up. So don't get it twisted. Okay. And if you don't like it, oh well, because I do tell them what I do for a living. And that really gets them nervous. I'm like, well, good, because if it gets you nervous, then you don't need to be bothered with me. Thank you.
Oh my God!
Well, you then you do not need to be bothered.
Yes.
And so I think those are good points. So she needs to continue with her dating app, like you were saying. Be wary. Get yourself a Google phone or some type of other technology that you can communicate with.
Well, Monique, let me say this. That other technology is just an app. You don't even have to go buy another phone.
Right.
There's a thing called Second Line, the Google numbers. So whatever phone, if you have a smartphone now, you're able to put them apps on your phone. They ring differently. You can see who the person is, all of that. Because here's the funniest thing. The world has my phone number. Anybody that's trying to meet me on a relationship, they get another phone number automatically. The world knows Chat Daddy's phone number. But if you're trying to holler at me, you get a whole different phone number.
That's right. Absolutely right. It's a Google app for the phone. It's a lot of different apps to have a second number on your own phone. It sends the stuff to your number, but the person has no access to you or your information. So that's good. And then being patient, and I would say put energy into yourself, because when you're doing something and you dealing with you and you building, That's when you
right.
attract things. When you just looking for something, it's not gonna fall out the air. When you building, and that's when
Right.
people are like, oh wow. You meet
Right.
people just doing things you like to do.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. Very good. The first letter. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We gave you the best advice we could. 36-year-old female wants to get back out there dating. A few guys trying to holler at her, Walmart, places like that. She's fearful of giving that phone number out, but she wants to. Oh, and another thing I want to say, Monique and K Renee, is that ladies, when you are on these dating sites, be specific about what you're looking for. And here's the deal.
Yes.
If you've tried, let's say, black single meat, it does not work for you, and you don't mind dating outside your race, put yourself in other categories. Black and white relationships, hobbits and trolls that like each other, whatever it is. You just need to you might want a hobbit or a troll in your life.
I don't know. Hobbits and trolls. I mean,
look. Look, I have had some wonderful times with hobbits and trolls. Now and then every now and then I've thrown an Iliad in there. Them Iliads are freaks. Them Iliads are freaks. They freaks.
I cannot.
Yeah. So okay, all right. So what's our next letter, darling?
Okay, so our next letter is a little different. It comes from a married woman. My husband and I have been married for 5 years. We don't have any children together, but he has a daughter that lives with us because her mom took off and moved to another state. I love my husband and our daughter, and although I'm not her biological mother, I do love her like she's my own. She's 7 years old and has been living with us for almost 3 years. She even calls me mom sometimes. My husband told me a week ago that her mother contacted him and she wants her daughter back. Apparently, she has made a change in life and wants to be a mom now. I don't trust her at all. She literally just brought our daughter over for a weekend and never came back or made any effort or contact since. We had no way of contacting her prior to now so that she could at least talk to her child. The baby went through a lot because of her mother's failure to stay in contact. I think we should legally establish full custody of our daughter. My husband, on the other hand, thinks that the mother should get a second chance. I do not agree with him, but because I'm only the stepmother, he doesn't seem to care what I think. I have been the only mother she's known for the past 3 years, and we have actually bonded. It bothers me now that I am a non-factor, and I am heartbroken. I do not want to lose my daughter or my husband, but this is coming between us. Am I overstepping my bounds for fighting for, am I overstepping my bounds by fighting for my husband on this? I'm just jacking all up. But y'all
no.
Am I overstepping my bounds?
We get it.
Fighting my husband on it. Yeah, so this one is a doozy. So
that's a hard one.
K Renee, I'm gonna let you go on with the woman instinct first because I'm gonna have to lament on this.
Well, first and foremost, I applaud her because that is her bonus daughter. And the fact that she has been able to bond with her, that speaks volumes on her.
Right.
I am cautious because I'm wondering that now the biological mother wants to come back come back.
She wants the daughter back. She wants custody now after so many years.
Yeah, and I'm
not
wondering,
being around.
Right, and I'm wondering why the husband's not fighting for custody. Full custody, because there's some underlying, there's a backstory that we're not seeing here. Why did she leave her child to begin with? I don't know.
I'm thinking, I ain't trying to cut you off, but I'm thinking you getting some benefit out of the girl coming back. And I hate to say it, but are you trying to collect child support?
Right.
When you get the girl back, are you trying to get some type of government assistance or some type of program that you will only get if you have a child with you?
Right.
It could be anything. I don't trust her, and I don't, just from reading what I just read, whatever it is, I'm gonna just say she's shady for leaving the child anyway. We don't know if you've been doing drugs, prostituting. I don't know what you've been doing the past 3 years. And all of a sudden you want to be a mom. He should be concerned, but then it's one of the, I don't know. Maybe he feels like she should get a second chance. Maybe he got mama issues. I don't think the stepmom is overstepping her bounds, though.
No, I don't. Don't either. And it makes me wonder whether or not the husband is saying, well, she deserves second chance. Well, why would he even say that? You know,
right. What you got going on? Do you want you a second chance, honey?
I initially thought. I said maybe he wants a second chance with her.
Right.
And, see, I thought that
their relationship was based on a bunch of forgiving of a bunch of BS. For him to even have been involved with a woman like that, you probably been dealing with her in that way anyway, and don't know I don't know how to tell her no. I don't think the stepmom is overstepping, but I do think she should try to get her and her husband some type of counseling, because that's,
well, I'm concerned about how come her and the husband have not started to have a family of their own.
After so many, maybe she can't have kids. Maybe someone is unable to have children. Because I feel like almost like she's desperate, like this is my kid. You know what I mean? And so you never know. I guess we need more. So when y'all send these letters in, give us a little more business.
Well, no, look, we really trying to get in their business.
Give us all the details.
Counseling is going to be needed, period, by everybody.
Exactly.
First of all, that little girl is being used as a pawn now, and that's what I'm not liking to begin with. That little girl is at an impressionable age. Again, the stepmother lady has been who she's warming up to and calling mother. Really need to ask that little girl if she's even interested in going back to be with her mother. You get what I'm saying? And then I'm like, what is the dad's MO? If you've been taking care of this little girl, now you're gonna be paying child support out. Now you're gonna be drugged to court. You almost need to leave it the way it is. Your new woman liked the little girl, so I mean, you know,
because a lot of times that's not the case. Some of them
right. So I mean, that's one of them things that, you know, I definitely think a lot of counseling needs to happen here. I think that, you know, rational decisions need to be made, but most importantly, the welfare of that child is the number one thing that we need to be helping to make sure it falls into place the right way.
I agree wholeheartedly.
It's the only person that matters. So, ma'am, your answer is there. You have it. Legally, you need to take care of something. You and your husband need to talk, have counseling, but that baby comes before anybody. And you seem to be the only one that cares enough. So we thank God that you're around, man.
I just hope it does not ruin the marriage.
Right.
Because a lot of times this type of stuff will backfire. It will backfire. It really will. It really will.
If money can ruin a marriage, you know what I'm saying? You already know people get divorced for way stupid, more, you know, or less, you know, important things.
Yes. All right. I appreciate you so much for that one, darling. That was very good. Let's see. What else are we trying to do? What's our third letter tonight?
Well, our third letter. First of all, I'm gonna need y'all to turn on the fans because it's getting hot up in here. It's hot.
Here we go. I got my fan. I got my fan.
Let me drink some. Let me drink some Crystal Light.
Right. Okay. Let me have a little of my joy juice. Okay. Here we go.
Right, let me drink it so I don't mess up.
Goodness.
Okay, I'm ready for this last letter. Here we go.
Dear Chat Daddy, this letter is from a man. I'm gonna assume because Dear Chat Daddy, my wife and I have been together for 10 years, married for 2. Okay. So although I love my wife, I have found myself bored wanting to see other people, but we still remain married. I wanted to have an open relationship, and when I initially brought the idea to my wife, she said, hell no. and was hurt that I even suggested it. It took a while, but I was very persistent about it. So she eventually agreed that we could try it temporarily. We said we would try it for a 6 months trial to see if we can handle it. Well, 6 months is almost up, and she wants to continue with it. I, on the other hand, do not. As excited as I was about it in the beginning, I noticed that my wife began to do things differently once she started dating another man. She now gets her nails done all the time. She lost a little weight and is out at least 3 nights a week with her other man. We rarely have sex. Don't get me wrong, we still show affection to one another, but I am starting to feel like this was a bad idea. She thinks I'm just jealous because I haven't met any women that can keep my attention. She says that she is happier now with our new setup and is reluctant to let go because I am the one who introduced the idea to our relationship. I do not want to lose my wife, but I am afraid that I already have. How can I get my marriage back in order? Oh my God, Lord have mercy, I'm sweating. Now y'all tell me. That was let me close this thing.
Okay.
Nothing else to say or read.
Little baby Jesus. Let's start off right there. Okay. All right. So they've been knowing each other 10 years. They've been 2 years.
Dated 8 years, and then the last 2 years they got married.
Okay. Right there is a bit long any damn way. Just
exactly.
In this day and age, that's a bit long to be with somebody 8 years. You either need the poopy or get off the pot. And
that's right.
That's something you can figure out in a couple of years. Okay.
That's right.
Now, you were the one that introduced your wife to we should both see other people.
You opened the box.
You opened the Pandora's box. If you even brought up swinging, even if you brought up whatever the case may be, you told this woman, honey, here's the American Express Gold card.
Yes,
go for it. That's right.
Go enjoy yourself. Now Agnes done went out here and got the brakes beat off of her by somebody else. And,
she went out with.
And now you want to be upset because Agnes done got her swagoo back. You know what I'm saying?
There's remorse.
So, right. I don't know. Ladies, what do you think about that's my take on that. Like what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
It's good for the gander. That's right. I
think that the moment he asked that question, then he deserved any outcome that is to come because you basically were selfish. If he had a woman that he was really into, would he want to stop then? Is my question. I don't know. I think he already done lost his wife. She out here getting her nails done. She losing weight. She got another man.
Here's the thing. I'm going to piggyback what Art said. They were just been married for 2 years. See, these are the type of questions you need to ask before you even get married. Mm-hmm. You know, I ask those type of questions. Do you like threesome? I'll come and ask you. You want to swing? If you don't, I mean, I've had someone ask me, can we do a threesome? I said, you know what? I don't think you can handle it. Because see, most men, my grandmother said this, most men can't be careful what you ask for. That's right, Miss Darlene, because you just may get it. And most men, unfortunately, cannot handle a woman with 2 men. Definitely with 2 women. I don't care what no one says. Because once you, as you said, Monique, once you open that door, you cannot shut it. And you cannot be mad at her. But what I will suggest for him, get some counseling to find out why would you do this in the first damn place? Because if you
why are you married? Why did you get married?
Marry her in the first place. See, this makes me wonder. He been doing this on the side prior to them getting together. prior to them saying I do. So now
all 8 years, he was already doing his thing.
I believe that. So now that he was married, he wanted to. Oh, now he wants to be, honest and say, I really want to do this. You've been doing this all the time, and now you got your feelings hurt. That boomerang has come back.
Now she done went out here and met
Dudley. Getting them nails done, hair done, all that looking good.
Dudley do right.
I'm looking real good, and now you don't like it. Oh well,
don't get mad. Dudley Dudley just out here trying to help you. You asked Dudley to come in. Dudley didn't even knock. He was like, Dudley, come join us. You understand what I'm saying? So don't get mad now.
Wait, don't hate the player, hate the game.
So with that being said, ladies, here's the deal. In the beginning of your relationship, see, here's the deal. The first 8 years, I'm curious to know what they talked about and what they did to begin with. Because you better believe I'm like you, Karen. When I meet you and we start liking each other, my number one thing is, what's your fetishes? What's your fantasies? What is it? Because as we build and grow this relationship, if I co-sign your fetish and fantasies, in order to keep this relationship strong, healthy, we doing the right things and not cheating on each other, who knows? I might become a swinger with you. Who knows? I might want to, you know what I'm saying?
Know.
You never know. But you now have wasted 8 years, 10 years now of my life. Well, in her case, she done hit the jackpot. It's him who's now. Right. Baby, she done hit the jackpot. Look, Agnes done came up. She done found Dudley do right.
And been turned, not only came up, been turned out.
Right.
He's been turned out.
Turned out. Yeah. Right. So I don't know, how that really would work. Again, you allowed her to do this. You told her, okay, boo.
And here's what we're not talking about. We're in a pandemic. So if she's doing this now, I'll be like, look, you need to be taking tests. You need to be taking that corona test. Don't be coming back here and you want to do this and you not tested, because it's gonna be a divorce party for real. I'm not having that now.
I'm like that. Look, I'm like
moving weight. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Right. Exactly. I'm like Mr.'s daddy in The Color Purple. I heard she got the nasty woman's disease. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I'm thinking, Heifer, we in the middle of a pandemic. What is you doing? You out every night, you out 3 nights.
That's my point. No, and he ain't talking about that. So, he needs counseling. And then if he really wants his marriage to work, both of them need to be tested. And then probably need to be apart for a minute, because you just don't, you want to make sure that they're okay.
What you want. And I was just going to say, what y'all was talking about is real as far as asking the questions. Men typically marry women that are not the freaks that they want. They want some good girl wife who don't suck nothing, don't lick nothing, or do nothing.
Say it again,
and then you want to go out in the street and get it sucked and licked on. You understand what I'm saying?
Say it again, baby.
Maybe it starts with marry the freaky woman who has all those other things you desire too. Like, don't sit up here and marry Mary Poppins, and then you go out here, but you going out here and getting you something else on the side. Because you hurting yourself and the woman, to be quite honest with you. So I guess he felt like he needed something different. You didn't find what you was looking for, because he was obviously looking for sex if he ain't met nobody that he liked, right? Mm-hmm. So that's all I'm saying. Like,
Marguerite said he don't like the taste of his own medicine, and I'm believing that. Well, Monique, let me ask you this: are you in a hurry? Can you hang out a little bit longer?
Yes, I can hang out.
Well, I think our next guest is somebody you definitely want to hang out with. This man is incredible. Every time I've had him on the radio show, he is a gentleman's gentleman. When I say that, Leon Walker is the type of guy that he gives the best male advice. I try to do my best, but Leon gives you that show enough brotherly dude, been out there, seen the world, great guy,
Mhm.
you know, retired military veteran, just my friend to no end. And I think all three of us would learn a lot from Leon tonight. He's going
Oh,
to talk to us about
absolutely.
the
Well, I can't wait.
50-50 factor in our relationships. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. My good buddy, the one and only Mr. Leon R. Walker. Yay! There he is.
Hello.
How y'all doing tonight?
Hey.
Hey, brother.
Hey, y'all
How
had
you doing?
I was listening to y'all. I was like, ooh, listen to all this information. I'm like, yeah, I can talk about that. I can talk about that. I was like,
Right.
no, I don't want to do that. But yeah, y'all got a lot
Yeah.
of stuff going on.
Yes. Well, Leon, do me a favor. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, who you are. And then tonight, you're going to kind of talk to us about a lot of the things that we were just talking about from your perspective. And I can't wait for us to get this lesson tonight. Go right ahead, Leon.
All right, I'm Leon Robert Walker Jr. My sister told me to start using Junior because I need to represent my daddy more. So that's why I emphasize Junior. From Cleveland, Ohio. I have 3 kids, 3 god kids. Retired from the Navy in 2015. I served 32 years. I joined when I was 17, retired at 49 and a half. I'm an author of 3 books, probably 4 more to come. I just wrote my first relationship book called Love Shit. We'll talk about that too. But I like to run. I like to eat good food. I'm very social. I love people. I love helping people. I travel. I speak. You know, I do a lot of things, Art, as you know. So that's me in a nutshell. I'm single. Been divorced since 2012. Screwed up all relations I've been in. Screwed up my marriage. And working on becoming a better father, a better friend, a better godfather, a better brother and uncle. So that's me in a nutshell.
All right, very good. Well, Leon, you have an agenda of things that you kind of want to talk to us about tonight, and the 50-50 factor. This kind of relates to the last letter we were talking about of the, you know, 8 years of dating, 2 years of marriage. Now the relationship is falling apart, and he told her, let's have an open marriage. She done went out here and found Dudley Do Right, and he's sitting at home playing a booger picking banjo because he ain't found nobody. So he basically told his good woman of all them years, girl, go on and do what you want to do. Leon, what you think about that?
So y'all said something very interesting a minute ago, and it caught my attention. Everything y'all said caught my attention. I think he said a man doesn't want like a wholesome woman. I mean, you know, I think I'm kind of close to what you were saying.
Right.
And this is why. So if and I've had a wholesome woman, and men, when you get a wholesome woman that's really like, you know, great at home and then good in the streets and even better in the bed, that scares a man because it's like sometimes men can't handle all of that. If you get all of this in one woman, and then what happens is a man starts to realize, oh, I don't have that much power or control over her. I was on an independent woman. Then when we get we don't know what to do with her. I was that same. I'm telling y'all, a lot of men be like, man, be cool. Watch what you say. Nah, bro, I'm trying to help y'all because I've been there. I was so afraid of having a wholesome woman. When we did break up, I kind of broke up with her on purpose, but I wasn't ready for it because they say women mourn, then they leave. Men leave, then we mourn. We try to go back, and then it's over with. I started stalking her because I didn't stalk her to hurt her, not at all. I was the arrogant, cocky man, and I wanted answers. I'm like, why did you leave me? You know, what has he got better than I do? And he was doing the small things. He was hugging her, he was holding her hand, he was kissing on the forehead, he was complimenting her. I was just a physical dude. I'm like, I'm sure we're gonna have sex, we're gonna have a good time on the night, and that's it. But I was very shallow. But a lot of men, we want this wholesome woman, but we're not ready for it because when she comes, women come with a lot. And a lot of times we'll talk about this, women are time release. Men, we just want to release. We're like, yeah, that's it. But women give us a little bit at a time because they want to see who we are. But
that's right.
See if we can handle what they're giving us. And that's a lot of men show up, they like big and strong and ready to go. But if you give him something he hasn't gotten before, we fall weak to that.
Wow.
I'm not laughing at what you said, but she like,
he is telling the truth.
So now, K. Renee, what do you think about what Leon has said, K. Renee?
Oh my goodness. He need to be going on tour helping these brothers. I'm serious, because what he is saying is the God honest truth. Because a lot of women that I know are very independent. We are all that and then some. And men talk about, this is what I want in a woman. But when you get get them, you don't know how to handle them.
I was one of those guys.
I get that all the time because I'll let a man know in a minute. You be careful what you got when you coming to me because I'm gonna let you know. If you can't handle me, be honest and walk away. So, sweetie, you are preaching. You need to go on tour right now and school these brothers. Let them know.
And tell them to stop chasing women that they don't really know what to do with.
Exactly.
They chase you down.
Well, so here,
they chase you down. You understand what I'm saying?
Leon, I think me and you might be tag teaming on this, Leon. Because wait a minute, I feel a few deficiencies here, ladies. Leon, say what you gonna say, but I think I'm gonna be able to tag team you because I'm still a man when it come to this now. Now go ahead, Leon.
Right? So here's the thing: when men chase women, right, and this is something I created many years ago. I called it the irresistible minimum, right? It's the basics. I got a car, I got a household apartment, I got a clean bill of health, I got a good credit score, right? I got a job, and I got conversation. Those things attract a lot of women, right? So I got all that, I'm good to go. But now when it's time to show up as a real man, that's all I had. So when you chase a woman, you're gonna show her all these things in the beginning. We, like I said, we not time released, we not patient, or we just give it all. And we bring women in, especially women that are hurt, scorned, lost, left out, or forgotten about. And so now those women have a lot of time to spend themselves thinking about who they want, what they had before, who they used to be, all this growing they're doing. And then here come me, little Leon, with the irresistible minimum. I show up, and this is all I have. But now it gets real when you start asking me these questions about, so Leon, what do you want out of life? What do you want in this relationship? I don't know, because I knew all I had was this. I perfected this little irresistible minimum, and now it's time to show up. I ain't got nothing else because the sex is okay. Say the sex is great, right? But women, y'all gonna get used to that. It's like, dude, we having sex. What else can you do? Can you communicate, or do you just take turns talking? There's a big difference. Now I don't know how, because you got some men that are great in bed, but they can't communicate. You got so
and that's sad.
You have men that have it all too, but it's very few. I'm at that point now where I'm getting it all, like gathering all, and I want it all because I'm going to give it all to another woman. But when we show up with the irresistible minimum, once it's time to get real, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to hug a woman. I didn't know how to tell a woman I loved her. I couldn't even be honest with a woman because all that irresistible minimum did was it caused me to be a liar, a deceiver. I was already cheating. I was already a cheater. And I learned from studying my dad, even in his death, he died in 99, is that my father was not, he was not monogamous like I was. He was not promiscuous. I mean, he was monogamous, but I wasn't. He wasn't promiscuous like I was. Right. So that was learned behavior from me. And I just let that resonate with my soul because it was a cool thing to do in the military. The more women you have, the more popular you are. The more you drink, the more popular you are. So all I had was the irresistible minimum. But when it was time to step up, I ain't have it. I didn't. I had nothing.
Now, funny story, ladies. Leon is like the average friend of mine that I would hang out. Leon actually reminds me of a friend back in the day. Me and this guy used to go to clubs, kick it. Women would fawn all over him, lose their mind. As he said, the package that you all want, right? I would sit there, if you my good girlfriend, and I would turn to you and I said, look, I know you and him getting wrapped up. I know who you are, what you do, all of that. Now, girl, I'm just telling you, Leon is a dog. That's my boy. He a dog. He would even turn to me and go, he ain't lying. Now say it jokingly. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Who you think the women stopped speaking to when the relationship fell apart? Who you think they stopped speaking to? Baby, I can give you 10 different situations of high class women that I know that again they same way I'm good friends with women and I have straight male friends that love to go with me because they know I attract beautiful women. They know I hang out with beautiful women.
And you just a cool person to hang out with.
But you see what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. And I'll turn and I'll say, now look, girl, don't get caught up in this now. Don't get caught up in this. Who you think them women stopped speaking to? It was me they stopped speaking to. And look, and I would be saying it as a joke, like, girl, this fool is a hoe. This fool is a hoe now.
Here's the thing about it. He said to you, he said it to the lady, Don't be messing with me. And if a man tells you that, you better listen. Some women just don't listen. Oh, he joking. No, he's speaking. It's just like when people get drunk and tell the truth. He told the truth then. You need to listen. That's what thing is. Sometimes women, and I was
Don't
guilty of
listen.
this.
We
We don't listen.
We
cannot
analyze it
blame
and make
men.
it whatever it is we want it to be for that
Exactly.
time, and that's especially young women. So that's what I was
Yes.
going to ask you with what you were saying. Were you younger then? Because that's like that. I am sounds like a young man perspective.
Oh no.
But are you telling me that this is from all ages?
Yeah,
Are you telling me that I'm in my 40s and I have to deal with this still? That I'm 40 years old because I'm 40 now. I just want to so this is gonna continue on, is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
For
Lady,
me,
let him go. Go ahead.
For me, I didn't mature in a solid way until I was 45. Before that, I was just having fun. I wasn't serious. I was breaking hearts. I was lying. You know, I wasn't committed. I had abandonment issues from a child. I love my mother. My mother was a great lady. My mother was very strong. And I'm learning more about she died in 2012 from crack. I'm learning more about my mother now than I did when she was alive. Not taking anything away from her, but I learn more now than when she was alive because I study my mother. I studied her habits now. I think about the things she did. But when I became 45, it started to hit me when I became single at I think 48. But at the age of 45, up until that point, men just having fun. And now don't take this the wrong way. There are a lot of great men out there. There are a lot of men that are serious, that are well groomed. I was never groomed to be a groom. And a lot of women are not built to be brides. So it happens early on in life. I had some great men in my life, my father, my uncles, my brothers, and the military men in my life. But up to age 45, before 45, there are a whole lot of immature men. I was one of those immature dudes. So I know all that stuff you're looking for, all the stuff you want. I'm gonna tell you exactly what you're gonna get up until probably in his early 40s. That's what you're gonna get, the irresistible minimum.
Even in their 50s, because as I'm asking you that, I don't date young dudes. You know what I mean? And the stuff is still the same. 51, still doing. I mean, as far as the type of attitude that you're talking about, where they don't know what to do with you. And I don't think it's just all on men either. It's not just that they don't know what to do with it. It's a lot of us are picking the wrong type of men. There's so many different factors. But I don't even think it's an age thing. I think it's what you said, an experience thing. When somebody has grown mentally, has grown emotionally, and find themselves wanting something deeper when they have a connection with a person. Because there's 50-year-olds out here still acting a fool.
So here's the deal. Between the ages of 35 and 45 is when men are allowed to do the most. If a man is going to create a business, if he wants to go out and have menage a trois, strippers, whatever it is, 35 to 45 is when men are at their prime. They live in their doggone lives. Most men get to 46, 47. They start thinking about the fact of no children, really have not been married, solid relationship. God forbid if any kind of health issue surfaces. That's when then men start thinking about where am I going? Yeah, that's right. Their mortality, all of that. Most men, once they get to be in their mid to upper 50s, they really start worrying about their mortality. And then that's when they start looking for somebody like a Monique and a Karen that would be younger, really need a man.
Beautiful,
right. Look, girl, I'm about to get my Social Security check. Let me go on and take care of you and these kids. Right. That's how that look. And how do I know? Because I know it's that's just how that all works. I mean, Leon, come on, help me, Leon.
You know what else they look for at that age? A mother. Because women at that age, most women are not going anywhere. Women want to be committed. They want to be appreciated. They want to be loved, cherished, respected all their life. And then especially more so in their 40s and 50s because they're reaching their prime. But men, when we get that age, not me, when we get that age, we want that mother figure. We want that woman that's not going to leave. You know what I'm saying? She's going to take care of the house. She's going to take care of you. She's going to do everything for a couple of reasons. Her kids are gone. She got grandkids. You know, she's tired of babysitting. She want to be loved. She want to be hugged. She want to be held. You know, she want to be in a relationship in her 50s. Women still want that.
Right.
So man, when
That's right.
aside from the testosterone starting to go down and everything else, they want a woman that's not going to go anywhere and that's going to take care of them like their mama.
And keep in mind, men's sex drive starts to wane in their late 40s, early 50s. Any guy that can continue to get up to 60 and his stuff is still doing the Jaduka juke and ain't no issues and no problems, then you got you a winner there. You got you a winner. But now
he went to Chinatown and got the you dig from them. Y'all might not know about
we talking about natural. We talking about natural.
Right.
There are some men in their 50s that oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Look, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
That
girl, I won't.
That they actually start thinking about the longevity relationship is possibly when their sex drive is at the worst time.
Oh no,
because she ain't going nowhere.
Right. Yeah.
A woman will find a way to make a man happy, to please him and build his confidence up. Even if his sexual prowess is low, she'll still find a way to build him up. And, baby, it's okay. I got you. Let's try this.
Right.
Or
that's right.
Something else. Women are more into sex, not just the penetration part.
It's the intimacy.
It's the intimacy. That's exactly right.
The feelings that you have for the person, because you know, some women that whole size queen thing, that's a bunch of bull. If you love a person, I promise you, then you'll enjoy it if you love it and you're really into it and passionate about it. But you know, that was just my little jokey joke. I'm a little mad that when Dudley can't do right now, you want to act right. Nah.
Right. Go ahead, Leon.
That size queen thing.
Wait, ladies, let him finish. Go ahead, Leon.
I'm sorry.
That's not the size queens, right? This is the issue they have. They have been, regardless of what age it started, just say they started having sex at 14 years old, right? And the first guy they had was a well-endowed man, right? That's all they know. Now, this well-endowed man, he's well-endowed. He knows it. A couple of things he's not going to do. First of all, he's not going to go down on you because he's been told he didn't have to. Because a well-endowed man is all on the woman. She's ooh and on and screaming and everything.
That's not true.
Hold on.
That's not true.
Not all men. But the thing is, a lot of men that have been told that they're well endowed, that know that they're well endowed, won't take the time to study a woman's body, the other parts of her body. So when he's having sex with her, he's just going in. But the most sensitive part of her body is right at the beginning of her vagina area. And so a lot of men miss that. They miss that. And so they don't study the woman's body to make her happy. But some, like you said, some men do. Some men have it all.
Yes, they do. But I mean, just in that department, but they may be lacking in other departments. I'm sorry.
Right.
No, you're right. So that's my thing. If you have to, as a man, you need to study the woman's entire body and not just think that you're good with one thing. Because if you think you're just good with one thing, you can become misleading later on in life. And then you got these men out here that's like, they know that they're well endowed, but that's all they're going to do. There's a lot of them like that.
It's not just a body thing, Leon. It's also the mind as well. Because the brain is the most erotic organ of any part of your body. If you can entice my mind,
right? That's what we.
The body is a foregone conclusion. Yeah, but a lot of men don't get that.
If a man in his later 80s, if his sexual desires are going down, you don't have to worry about that because a woman going to make him confident enough to start making up for her mind. That's what it starts anyway. A lot of times men don't know that sex can start in there. It starts in the kitchen. It starts when you get out the car. It starts at the grocery store. But if the sexual desires are reducing, then you're right. It's the other thing. It starts with the mind. You can enjoy sex without even touching each other. Really.
Right.
Tantric sex. All right, Leon. What's next on our list that we need to talk about tonight?
You know, I've been hearing a lot about this 50-50 thing, Art. 50-50 going into relation 50-50. I don't believe in it. I believe it's a 100-100, right? And here's why. 50-50. K. Renee say you got 50, I got 50, right? A lot of women and men agree on this. If I'm coming in with 50%, I'm coming in with an F. That's a failure already. 50%,
got you.
10% spiritual, financial, sexual, emotional, whatever. We got 50%. No, you need to come in with 100% because if I got 100, you got 100. We exchange our 100. Baby, what are you missing in your 100%? Well, Leon, my credit score is 540. Okay, my credit score 850. We good. We can get a house and a car. We can buy an apartment building. We good. What else? Okay, Leon, what are you missing in your 100%? Well, I'm kind of emotionally detached. I've been like this for a long time since my parents got divorced. I got divorced, so I'm a little lost, baby. I don't understand. I want to love you. I do, but teach me. Okay, Leon, I got you. So we're working on that 100. If I just so happen to lose 20% of my 100, we got 180. If I lose 30% or whatever the case may be, but this 50-50 is not going to work because you're coming in with half of what you got. Even if you come in, if you're a man and you operate at 50% and you go into a relation to 50%, you were never 100% at all. You don't know how to get to 100%. Now I come in with 50, you got 100. I'm gonna take some of your 100. You can't get nothing. I'm already at an F. I'm coming in with an F, 50%. You got an A, 100%. We are balanced. It's not gonna work.
Right.
That's when you have a mismatch.
I said last night on the show, I feel like I come to every relationship with 80% and I end up meeting folks with 20%. And so you right, Leon, I need to be able to elevate that game. But now here's the deal. We're looking at a global pandemic, people losing their jobs, people living in their mama's basement, male, female, shacking up. I talked to somebody the other day who told me it was 13 people living in one house in a 3-bedroom. I said, oh my Lord.
Oh my God.
So how do we, in this day and age of COVID, in this day and age of us living in what I consider a reverse world now, how do we at least find people that's got 100%? You know what I'm saying? Because really, to be honest with you, Leon, when you got 100%, you almost selfish. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want nobody to mess up your good thing.
Yeah, that's why when you meet people, I'm gonna tell you, when you as a man come from me, when you meet people, the physical attraction, all that stuff, it's got to go to the side. I tell women, you gotta ask the hard questions. You gotta ask the questions about his past, his mother, his father. I've dated, and I always say it, I've dated and slept with a whole lot of women, and not one time have they asked me about my father. My father was an alcoholic, right? My father had addiction. My father had an extreme personality. I had all of that. My mother was a crack addict. My mother had addictions. My mother had an addiction personality. I too have an extreme and a very addictive personality. My father was verbally abusive. I was verbally abusive. My mother was very manipulative. I was but so people don't talk about those. We want to know, oh, you got a nice car, you got a house, you know, where you work at, how many kids you got. That's good stuff. But let's get down to the root cause of this dude or this woman and find out who he or she is genetically and in their DNA. What's going on back years ago? Because if they would ask me, I agree. Because I was molested when I was 5, when I was 6, when I was 7, when I was 8. I was molested by my babysitter and my female cousins. I was touched by my uncle. They didn't ask none of that. And they wondered why, Leon, did you have an orgasm when we had sex? They didn't know because I was quiet. You know, I was quiet because when I was being molested, I was told to be quiet. And that stayed with me for my entire life. Women didn't know that. So let's talk about the stuff. And now, if a man don't want to talk to you about his red flags, that's a red flag.
Right.
That's right.
That was going to be my question, is how do you get somebody to even, because I don't find people are willing, even if not in a romantic, but just in general, people are just not willing to give out that type of information. And those are the type of things you've been with somebody 3 or 4 years and then you find the crap out, or even a year or 2. So you're saying if they're not willing to share that stuff, well, what if they lie? So besides them giving the information, what are you looking for? What signs are you looking for that you might be dealing with a toxic or broken person? Because I don't think they're going to just bust out and tell you. 9 out of 10 times they're going to manipulate and lie.
Now, let me say this real quick before Leon comes in. Now, in my personal experience, I'm a communicator. When we're trying to get to know each other, I'm just one of them people that I'm going to pretty much try to find out as much as I can within them first 30 days. Now, I'm not like what I think a lot of you women make a huge mistake. Are you gay? You never slept with a man? And you know, that's not how you do that. But if you are trying to get to know somebody and you're getting to get acquainted, you can get things out of people. Hey, Leon, where you grow up at? What high school did you go to? You kidding me? My boy went to that high school. And so Leon, you know, my mama, she was crazy. My mama used to be one of them people that if you swept her foot with a broom, she spit on it. And I'd be like, oh, why did your mama spit on the broom? So I'm one of them people. I'm inquisitive. I'm gonna ask you 10 different ways to get the answer that I want, and that's just my take on it. Leon, what's your take on that?
So my take on, and you did what I'm about to describe now is called presenting your past, right? I talk about this in my book, Love Ship. I'm just an honest dude. I'm tired of lying. I don't want to cheat no more. I'm tired of hurting women. I'm tired of being a piece of crap. I'm sick of it. People say you got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. I got to that point. I got tired of letting people down. I got tired of saying one thing and doing another thing. And I knew God was on me because every time I tell a lie, something small would happen to me the next day or the next hour. And I'm like, why did that happen? Fool, because you lied. You lied about some simple stuff. But with me, I'm going to be straight up with a woman. Hey, this is me. It's called presenting my past. I'm going to tell you everything until you tell me to shut up. I'm not the type of dude to run my mouth all the time. I like to listen. I like to communicate. So you're not going to have to tell me to shut up because what I'm going to tell you is some things you never heard before, some things you're not used to hearing from a man. And that draws women in. They want to know. First of all, it's all based on the truth. You know, it's honesty. I'm transparent. And you know when a person is lying, they have to remember that lie. And those lies change and change and change and change. But like you said, it's about for women, you can open up. You can open up. But when you open up to a man, two things gonna happen. Either he's gonna open up or he's gonna shut up. And when he starts to shut up, those are red flags. Now it's either he's hiding something, he don't want to talk, or he's not a talker. He don't know how to communicate. Women like to talk. They want to learn. They want to know stuff. If you were a man that's always quiet, he can be awesome at home, but outside the home, he's quiet. You go into a party or an event, and he's antisocial. That's draining. That's draining. So my thing is, you got to ask the hard questions. They're afraid to answer the hard questions. You know, those are red flags. You got to be, and we talking about grown men here. So it's like, okay, dude, you 35 years old. You should be able to talk to me about your mama that beat you years ago, or your uncle that touched you 30 years ago. Let's talk about it. Don't be ashamed about it. I'm not ashamed of my past anymore. I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But you are a very mature person, and you probably, I feel like your attitude is rare. It's not, you know, a woman would be blessed to have to deal with someone like you and get that type of energy. But I'm telling you, as a single person, just in general, that's just not the case. So many people are afraid to open up. They're afraid to look bad. So I mean, I guess you're right. We got to look at those other red flags, and all those other things, because if they're not willing to give it.
A lot of times when I wasn't ready to talk about those things, and she asked me, you know why I wasn't ready to talk about it? Because I was still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And when you still doing something, somebody asks you about it, it's gonna show. It's gonna show. You open your mouth, you're gonna stutter, you're gonna shift around, you're gonna get mad. You might be at dinner with her, she asks you a question, you might get up and leave because you're still doing it. Now, if I'm not still doing it, I can talk about why I'm not doing it and how it helped me to stop when I stop doing it. That's part of a conversation. That's pleasant.
Right.
But if you're still doing those things, like, oh no,
yeah, no. I've learned over a course of the years, be honest and be an open book. Be honest and be an open book, because most of the things that have happened to me in my life or other people that I've met is stuff that you be like, look, I got to figure out if somebody else done been through this. You know, have you had this? Because most of the things that happen negatively in a relationship, I don't care what color you are, what your sexual preference is, it happens to people. It happens, but until you can find somebody to say, look, boo, I had the same situation happen too. This is how I got over it. This is how I'm telling you, you need to find somebody that gives you a meeting of the mind. We are so quick to meet somebody that gives you a meeting of the behind and not your mind. That's what it is. That's what, right. It's a meeting of the behind, not a meeting of the mind. And that's where the problem comes in. I'm telling y'all, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
You right. You are right. Especially nowadays, that's what dating is. Like, that's what you see. That's all you hear. That's all that's in the music content, on the TV shows. that's all people are interested in, is the sexual part. And so like even when we talk about dating on these apps, it kind of puts you in the spot where you're basically going mostly off of physical looks,
Right.
because those bios are a bunch of crap. So I really do think that it's hard. So I guess intuition is our biggest thing, being spiritual and being at peace and knowing you, so that you are able to pick up on the bad energy.
Look, I met somebody that was so in love with me, and I thought the relationship was going great. And one day I said, "Hey, you want something to eat?" I said, "I got some chips, salsa, and guacamole." And when that mug looked at me and said, "Guacamole? What is guacamole?" I said, "Oh, hell no. We good. Your old ass don't know what guacamole is. You can tell me, hey, I don't eat guacamole, but your old ass telling me you don't know what guacamole
is.
Oh, baby, that was
a deal. He was like, oh my God, he doesn't know what guacamole is. Come on.
Sorry, you need to know what guacamole is. If you a certain age and been out here, I don't care how ghetto, ignorant, whatever, God dog it, you should know what some guacamole is. Am I right, Leon?
Yeah, you're right. So that's another thing. You need either you're worldly, or if you're not, you need to learn how to be worldly. You need to want to know things. You need to don't be afraid of not knowing things. Be afraid of not wanting to know things. You got to be worldly. I mean, it's easy to find out stuff and read about it and learn about it and share it with somebody else. But you know one thing, all right, what I learned, what I tell you, if a woman asked me, just like say 10 years ago, I was 44. If a woman asked me about the love languages, I had no idea what they were.
Wow.
But one of them I was living in, it's acts of service. I'm a giver. I am not a selfish dude in any way. I'm a giver. I understand quality time. I was big time in physical touch. That's just 3 of them, you know? But the physical touch part, I was kind of like skipping things and trying to get to one thing, you know? But as I got older, I'm like, I know what women, so I was not lucky, but I was fortunate enough to have women who were always intimate. I always want to, just intimate, want to kiss and hug and talk, I had that. So I knew what women wanted in the women that I was dating, but I knew that the irresistible minimum, all I had to do was this. I would have to keep kissing her and hugging her. But they would stay around because I was giving them nice things. So we kind of balanced each other out, but she was missing more than what I was missing because I wasn't interested in what she was interested in. And so I would return the favor every now and then. But I knew my love languages, I knew I had them, but 10 years ago, I had no idea acts of service, quality time.
What they were, yeah.
I have no idea. A lot of men don't know, but we're doing it. We're using them, or we are taking them from somebody else. We're accepting them from somebody else. But men need to learn the acts of service, and also we need to know our own shadow traits. What triggers us? We have our personalities are what they are. They're not going to change. You can try to change, but it's going to draw you back. But the shadow traits, fear, anger, lust, greed, envy, those things can be changed. So I don't care what a man or woman says in a relationship. I'm always angry because my dad beat me up, my mama left, whatever. You got to get over it, dude. You can change that.
That's right. Because if you really want to be in love and want to be loved by somebody, you got to change all that. I'm telling you, if you really, your backstory cannot define your love life and your love life.
Right.
You absolutely right about that, Leon. If you want to be loved and give love, you can overcome depression, fear, anxiety, all of that. Because I believe love will help you to cure a lot of those things. I believe that's what the problem is. K. Renee, where you at with all of this right now? You done got deep all of a sudden. I can just tell in your eyes.
It's so refreshing to hear and to be involved in this conversation because, as we approach a certain age, you want to have the level of maturity. I'm just blessed that I'm part of this conversation. I'm just, being reserved and just listening. But, everything that all of you have said is just on point. And I just, the thing is just to piggyback, you must ask those right questions when you're having conversations, and when the person responds or doesn't respond, that's a response in of itself, and you have to just kind of trust your gut.
Yeah.
Right there. I really, I've made mistakes in relationships. You know, I didn't ask those right questions. You know, like you, Leon, I am an open book. We have something similar. My late father was an alcoholic. I make no bones about it. I talk about, you know, relationships I've had with my parents and dating. So, you know, the one thing that I will tell a man up front, these are my values. One, I value honesty. If you cannot be honest with me, we will not go further. So when I find a person is not honest, I don't wait to say, "Oh, baby, it's okay." It's like we're done, because I truly let people know who I am up front. And if you can't deal with that, that's okay. That means you're not the person for me.
Right.
So, you know, and it takes a certain time to get to that point. You know, when you get older, as Monique and I were talking about, things you just don't care. But one thing that you do care about is who you are and to love you, because when you can love yourself, you can let a lot of stuff go. Because all of us have had those dating experiences where it has shaped us. But if you love who you are and know who you are, you begin to attract of what and who you want in your life. So
yes, very good.
I'm just really blessed that I'm part of this conversation. So
good. All right, Leon, you got another point for us tonight before we wrap up tonight's show? What else we need to learn?
We need to learn, and a lot of these things I'm talking about, I didn't do them for a long time. So I get so happy about talking about it. But
that's why we love you, Leon. That's why I love you. Yes, start the fire.
Seasons and reasons, right? Everybody has a season. But sometimes some people come into your season for a reason, for a certain reason. They come in and take something from you. A woman has never asked me in my years of dating since age 17, "Hey, Leon, what season are you in?" But had she asked me, I would have been like, "Hell, I don't know." But I would have thought about it. You know? I would have asked, what do you mean? Because I'm the type of person that I pride myself on knowing everything. I don't know everything, but I want to know a little bit about everything. But my season right now could be happy. I could be financially settled. I could be wholesome. I could be spiritual. That's my season right now. What's your season? Her season could be, well, you know, relationship. I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? I got to pay child support. Whatever the case may be. So let's talk about these seasons, because there's seasons and there's reasons, and there's love languages in the seasons and reasons, and there's climbing in love and growing in love instead of falling in love. But all that stuff is about relationship vows. We never talk about relationship vows. We talk about marriage vows. Marriage vows have been around for 1,500 years, or since 1,500 years. But the marriage vows are when you get to that point. I'm skipping around here. But the thing is, relationship vows, seasons and reasons, love languages, shadow trace, all that encompasses relationship vows, so that you can be prepared to have wedding vows. But we don't talk about those things enough. Seasons and reasons. Where you at right now? How you feeling right now? I need to understand you are. Say, for instance, I'm straight, right? I'm not gay. Say, for instance, I was gay, Art. Me and you dating. And we need to talk about, hey, Art, what season you in right now? Well, you know, whatever. You ask me. Part of communication. We need to know, because seasons change. They rotate. They come in and they come out. You know? I have to be prepared to be in your season. You got to be prepared to be in my season.
That's right. That's right.
Season. What's your reason for not being in my season? We're gonna get together. Like, if me and you gonna be together, baby, what season you in? I don't know right now. Well, here's the season I'm in, and now you can start thinking about it. I never thought about those things.
Leon, you absolutely right. About 6 years ago is when I decided to do the season thing. And the thing is that, listen, I got so much going on. I'm so busy. Really, all I want is to play. I want to have some fun. Look, when I turn this mic off and I'm not Chad Daddy, I want to have a good time then. But I also need you to leave me alone when I'm working on what it is I'm working on. And people have a hard time. You're right, Leon. What season are you
in? That's right.
Right now. Then if I say, well, guess what? I want a long-term relationship with you. I ain't ready for that. That.
You are.
Oh, you guys got me now. Is it better?
Yes.
Oh, is it better?
We hear you.
Okay. Yeah, you know how this Wi-Fi get after a while, it burn up. I know where my seasons are.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Still? How about now?
Now good.
We can hear you.
Okay. You've got to enjoy yourself in those seasons also.
Yes. That's right.
Now, one more thing before we go, a thing that a man must understand, and every woman is different. I've experienced all of this stuff. Sometimes a woman's season right now for that week is her menstrual cycle. You need to know how to be in that season with her. Women don't feel attractive when they're on their cycle. They feel bloated. Don't talk about their weight, right? They want candy. They want chocolate. They want peppermints. They want to be held. They just want to watch a good movie and want you to shut your doggone mouth. They may send you to the store to get some tampons or Kotex. Make sure you get the right kind, brother. Make sure you get the right kind. Don't be embarrassed about that type of stuff. But these are the things that we skip over. So when we're in a relationship, we know a woman's gonna have a cycle. As soon as she get on it, you come home, she grumpy. Now you grumpy. What the heck wrong? You know, no, that's her season, brother. Right now, that's her season. Understand that. Rub her feet. Be quiet.
I want to add to that, Leon, menopause, not just menstrual cycle. Because see, I'm in that season. Been in that season for a minute. So when not only this, when you're in your menstrual cycle, you go through menopause. So you need to know, men need to know that type of season as well and how to deal with that.
Don't laugh at the hot flashes. Don't laugh at the
That's what I'm just saying.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Leon, do me a favor. Tell us all about your new book that's coming out. And we definitely will have you back very soon.
My new book is called Love Ship. I'm trying to get it published November 11th on Veterans Day because I am a veteran. There in my Love Ship book, I have about 20 poems that I wrote 2 years ago. I have quotes. I have true life stories of my stalking incident. I have pearls. Pearls are considered good things to know in a relationship, good ideas, little things to do. Like, you know, when she comes home, meet her at the door, you know, take her shoes off, rub her feet. Don't ask her no questions. Good things for you, for women to do for men. Leave them alone one or 2 days a week. Don't do anything. Don't say, you can talk, but leave him alone. Don't task him with anything. You know, stuff like that. Share your ideas with each other. These are pearls that are all throughout the book. So I plan to publish the book November 11th, Veterans Day. And I'll let everybody know. It'll be on Facebook, Instagram, Barnes & Noble, Amazon. So it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be distributed everywhere. But November 11th is the release date. But I started writing this book about 2 months ago, and I put my heart and soul in it. I talk about shadow traits. I talk about season reasons, love languages, climbing and growing in love. I talk about real life incidents, real life tragedies. Talk about my childhood and why I became who I became. So because I think that's very important. A lot of us skip over that. We forget our childhood or we suppress it. So yeah, that's what my book will be. It's about 260 pages, all about relationships, friendship, companionship, leadership, and relationships. I think it is. That's the subtitle.
Very good. Leon, how can we find you on all of your social media platforms?
Social media, you Google me, but Instagram is Leon R. Walker. LinkedIn is Leon R. Walker Jr. Facebook is Leon R. Walker Jr. I have a YouTube channel that I post videos to as well. Instagram, Leon R. Walker Jr.
Very good. All right, brother. As always, it's been fascinating, wonderful. Don't go anywhere. Madam Monique, your closing thoughts for tonight, whether it's relationship or just some advice about COVID, whatever you want people to know. And then we'll let Madam K. Renee give her 2 cents. Go right ahead, darling.
All right. Thank you for having me today. I had a great time. My closing remark, as always, is love yourself first. You cannot even love God if you do not love you.
I love it. That was excellent. That was really good. That was wonderful. Brother Leon, everybody's saying congratulations on your new book. We'll definitely have you back, you know, for the launch date. And, you know, I always like having you on this show, Brother Leon. You just, yeah, you my brother. I tell people, right. I said, this is my brother. This man is my brother. Yes. Yes, we do. We have a great time. Madam K. Renee, next Tuesday night, you'll be back to celebrate your birthday. But tonight, give us your wrap up of tonight's show. Go right ahead, K. Renee.
All I got to say is I'm just truly blessed. I learned a lot about myself and just learning about relationships. And as I started the nugget this morning. I mentioned it very earlier in the show, and I'm going to end it saying, be your voice, not somebody's echo. And remember, there is power, strength in your voice. Never forget.
Yay. All right. The birthday girl will be back here with us on Tuesday night. A lot of wonderful feedback. People are really enjoying tonight's show. They thought it was a great job. A lot of good kudos. Oh boy, I love this. This is really what we want to do. Want to remind everybody to please go over to YouTube, subscribe to The Real Chat Daddy Show. It's free. It's easy. Like the page. Facebook, it's The Real Chat Daddy Show as well too. Thank you so much, Brother Leon Walker. Thank you, Monique. I love and adore you. More letters next week, Monique. Kay Renee, you did an outstanding job as well too. Coming up on Monday night show, it is World Gratitude Day. And so all of my guests Monday night are going to share stories of gratitude, especially during this time of pandemic. And just, we should be a little bit more thankful. And I think everybody on this show tonight agrees as well too. On behalf of all of my guests tonight, Mr. Leon Walker Jr., the legendary Miss Monique, and Kay Renee, we want to say good night to you all. Thank you so very much for being here. Don't forget to please go over to therealchatdaddy.com when you guys get a minute, and we're gonna say good night. Bye, everybody. Good night, beautiful people. Love you all as well too. Thank you so much, and have a great night, everybody. Show is over. Bye. Yay! Here we go. I know y'all so funny. Keep it going.
Hey.